Good morning, Makos. Today is June 1st, 2020. I'm here for a very special reason. We have some very wonderful students who have done outstanding things this year. I also want to make a couple other special announcements. So, here we go. Today, I would like to honor those during this unprecedented year who had perfect attendance from August the 20th through March 13th. They are from kindergarten through 5th grade. They are, in Miss Abbott's class, Savannah. In Miss Cheatley's class, Stevie. In Miss Potwara's class, Matthew and Grace. In Miss Damon's class, Harper and Nico. Now in 1st grade, we have Keegan and Grayson in Miss Foch's class, Armin in Mrs. Huddleston's class, Evan in Mrs. Markell's class, Piper, Kylie, Henry in Mrs. Smith's class. In 2nd grade, we have Preston and Oliver in DeMarco's class. In Miss Forney's class, we have Charlie and Archer. In Mrs. Kelly's class, we have Hannah, Charles, Claire, and Brooklyn. In Mrs. Killian's class, we have Danny, Leo, Max, Sophia. In 3rd grade, we have Dylan. In Miss Adams' class. In Mrs. Johnson's class, we have Griffin and Blake. In Mrs. Killian's 3rd grade class, we have Elizabeth. In Mrs. Miller's class, we have Dean and Nyla. In Mrs. Munsell's class, we have Madison and Anna. In Mrs. Schertzer's class, Sophia and Gavin. In Mrs. Ferris's class, 4th grade, we have Nolan, Presley, Madison, and Hayden. In Mrs. Ferguson's class, we have Brady, Addie, Ryan, Kaylee, and Lauren. And in Mrs. Granara's class, we have London. Also in Mrs. Granara's class, we have Sean and Hannah. In Mrs. Hostetter's class, we have Lindsay, Samantha, Brindley, Cole, Trevor. In Mrs. Norgren's class, we have Jaja and Dylan. In Mrs. Stone's class, we have Matthew and Caden. Now in 5th grade, in Mrs. Dahlgren's class, we have Leo, Sydney, Paige, Allen. In Mrs. Davis's class, we have Mason, Brody, and Andy. In Mrs. Good's class, we have Kaya, Mason, and Annalise. In Mr. Horton's class, Donina. In Mrs. Lefevre's class, Brandon, Ashton, and Ava. In Mrs. Saxey's class, we have Liam and Lucy. Again, I want to congratulate all of our students who had perfect attendance. That is from August through March. You will each be getting a certificate. If you'd like to come by the school today, we can have them ready for you. If you are unable to make it to school, we will find a way to get it to you. Also, it is always an honor to recognize our Character Counts winners. Students who receive this award demonstrate outstanding characteristics in trust, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. This award is presented not only by the Vista Del Mar School, and your teachers, of course. It's also presented by the City of San Clemente and our Sheriff's Department. The following students will receive this award along with a medallion recognizing their outstanding character. In Mrs. Abbott's class, we have Savannah and Miles. In Mrs. Cheatley's class, we have Ava and Ezra. In Mrs. Potwara's class, we have Harper and Dane. In Mrs. Damon's class, we have Harper and Graham. Now in 1st grade, in Mrs. Foch's class, we have Sydney and Graham. Oh dear. All right. Also, it is an honor to recognize our Character Counts winners. Students who receive this award demonstrate outstanding characteristics in trust, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. This award is not only presented by the Vista Del Mar teachers, but also by the San Clemente City Council and our Sheriff's Department. This year, we'd like to recognize the following students. In kindergarten, in Miss Abbott's class, Savannah and Miles. In Mrs. Cheatley's class, Ava and Ezra. In Mrs. Potwara's class, Harper and Dane. In Mrs. Stamen's class, Harper and Dax. In first grade, we'd like to recognize Sydney and Graham. In Mrs. Huddleston's class, we have Bailey and Jackson. In Mrs. Markell's class, we have Kaylee and Aiden. In Mrs. Penrose's class, we have Sienna and Ethan. And in Mrs. Smith's class, we have Piper and Josh. On to second grade. In Mrs. DeMarco's class, we have Sophia and Luca. In Mrs. Forney's class, we have Haven and Tristan. In Mrs. Kelly's class, we have Elle and Alex. In Mrs. Weckerly's class, we have Jordan and Grant. In Mrs. Killian's class, we have Sydney and Easton. Also in third grade, we have Izzy, in Mrs. Adams' class, In Miss Adams' class, we have Izzy and Noah. In Mrs. Johnson's class, we have Chloe and Charles. In Mrs. Miller's class, we have Tatum and Lance. In Mrs. Munsell's class, we have Camille and Luke. In Mrs. Schertzer's class, we have Jaya and Ryan. On to fourth grade. In Mrs. Ferris's class, we have Kaylin and Jack. In Mrs. Ferguson's class, we have Samantha and Landon. In Mrs. Granara's class, we have Sophia and Dexter. In Mrs. Hostetter's class, we have Michaela and Drew. In Mrs. Norgren's class, we have Kylie and Cohen. In Mrs. Stone's class, we have Isabel and Michael. Fifth grade. In Mrs. Dahlgren's class, we have Blake and Rafi. In Mrs. Davis's class, we have Savannah and Magnus. In Mrs. Good's class, we have Juliana and Kea. In Mr. Horton's class, we have Sophia and Julian. In Mrs. Lefever's class, we have Phoebe and Owen. In Mrs. Saxey's class, we have Kara and Justin. Let's give all of those students a round of applause for perfect attendance and character counts. Thank you guys very much. We greatly appreciate your work. At this time, I'd also like to congratulate two of our teachers. Though they will be sorely missed, they have been a big part of Vista Del Mar School. I'd like to announce the retirement of two teachers here at Vista. They are Mrs. Miller in third grade and Mrs. Granara in fourth grade. We will miss you, but we wish you all the best in your retirement. So congratulations. Now, starting tomorrow, don't forget to drive through the school. If you want to drop off any textbooks, materials, library books. Also, if you are moving, don't forget to drop off your Chromebook. We will also set up our Lost and Found in the front. And don't forget to visit our nurse if you have any medication in the front office. Before I conclude and before we go into our flag salute, I have a special presentation. Before we go into our flag salute, I know it's been a little bit difficult having our flag tied up at our flag, at our big toy over there. But, we've seen that that's been kind of not a problem, but something that we needed to address over the years. And thanks to the foundation, our Mako Foundation, who in collaboration with some special donors have, and their names are on this on plaques here, we have this wonderful flagpole that as we move forward through our school year, we can honor our flag, we can honor our veterans, our military forces, and our armed services members. So at this time, let me read off to you what it says on the plaque. It says this flagpole is dedicated to Vista Del Mar School on April the 17th, 2020 by the Mako Foundation with the generous support of the following families. They are the Mogavero Orthodontics and Mogavero Family, the Mann Family, the Leaf Family, and Uncle Bobby Buckets. Again, we want to thank those donors. We want to thank our Mako Foundation for their generosity and honoring all of our wonderful service members who help and protect us each and every day. So thank you, and as we do our flag salute today, let's think about those who help us. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Makos. We wish you a great day. What a beautiful morning. This sun is just so incredibly bright. We want you to make it a Mako day. Enjoy the day, and we have 4 days left of school. I know a lot of it is going to be dropping off materials and organizing that. We're going to recognize our 5th graders this week too in a special way. They know what's coming. So do I. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. So with that, have a great day, everybody. Take care.